This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombernardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
We are back for yet another day, ladies and gentlemen. It's so what's the temperature?
Let's see here. It's gonna be a balmy 45 right now, but it's gonna get up to I want to say as high as 67 today. 67.
Really?
Yeah. So
Little beach day.
Little beach day. Get the suntan lotion out.
Beach day, baby. That's all you need to know. No question about it. Well, that's great to hear. It comes because a lot of times, man, people don't realize a lot of times it doesn't get nice until June 15th.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen, but not always. That's the good part of it. It's not always. I see Jerry Seinfeld's pissed off at the extreme left. Now, he's about as far left as you can get, so for an extreme left, it's only left to him. I don't know what the hell they do, but, man, they got to be. You know why he's pissed off at the extreme left?
Isn't it because he thinks that some of the Seinfeld jokes that used to be on his sitcom it would get him canceled today?
Correct. That's exactly what it's about. He said they're ruining comedy. The far left is ruining comedy. Look, how long have we been talking about this? The far left and the far right ruin everything they touch because you can't please them.
Right.
This extreme political bullshit where everything I need is going to happen, otherwise I'm pissed. And it's extremes on both sides that do it. We've been talking about this for years and nobody will listen. We need to work together. That's the only way it's going to work like it used to. And only for brief periods then, but that's the way that goes. People, when are you dumb bastards, would you realize it's not going to work until we work together? Doesn't mean you have to like everybody, but the thing we do have to get rid of, as far as I'm concerned, is, oh, you're this, you're that, you're whatever, well, then I hate you. You don't even know me. How the hell can you hate someone you don't even know? That makes no sense at all. And I just say me because I'm the one that's saying this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand when we have to work together for a much better life. It sure has been shown throughout history that as soon as we drift apart, things get real. Do you think there was an accident that all of a sudden the world is just bombing the piss out of each other? Our leadership right now in this world is horrendous. Sorry, but it is, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Jesus, somebody grow a pair for Christ's sake. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and it sounds like with this Jerry Seinfeld thing, the example he used for like if Seinfeld could get made today, which I thought was a pretty like vanilla show.
Yeah, I agree.
It didn't push too many envelopes, but I guess there was an episode where Kramer has homeless people pull rickshaws, which is like the carts that people would sit in. He's like, well, homeless people are outside anyway with nothing to do. I'm gonna give him a job pulling people around. And he was like, oh, you think you could make that episode today? You probably could, Jerry. I don't think anybody's gonna cancel you because of that.
Well,
but he does have a movie coming out on Netflix in a week. So he's out promoting that.
So it's Seinfeld's usual bullshit. It's me, more me now.
Yeah, it's called Unfrosted.
I never thought he was funny. I'm sorry. He was the only non-funny person on the Seinfeld show.
And the thing is, I saw Rob McElhenney responded. He got asked about it in a interview he did recently.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, hey, have you seen Jerry Seinfeld? And he's like, well, look at what we're doing with Rickety Cricket on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And if you've watched that show at all and you know who Rickety Cricket is, that character is everything I think Seinfeld is talking about. The guy was a priest who now was a homeless man who has gone through so many different character arcs and broken everything after starting as a priest in the 12, 13 seasons that It's Always Sunny's been on. Jerry, just change your humor a little bit. You got to evolve a little bit with how the society goes.
I still don't understand why giving a homeless person a job is a bad thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe he's saying that people would look at it as you're using homeless people because you think they're lesser than you to pull you around. But I mean, I think it's kind of a stretch and I don't think anybody no offense to Jerry Seinfeld, but you haven't been necessarily the most relevant as far as TV stars go.
Yeah, that's for sure.
You're kind of on the back nine of your career.
I still don't understand. It's good for homeless people to move around. Pulling a rickshaw would be good exercise. They would make some money. they would be healthier and be able to do things they can't do just sitting around. How is that a bad thing?
Yeah, essentially it's just their manual Uber drivers.
Yeah.
And
So
you
what?
pay them a fair wage and keep pushing.
I don't understand how people, they always go to the bad side. Oh, you like apples? Well, oranges are, yeah, okay, yeah, you're right. Apples are hideous. I forgot. Everything sucks now. Isn't that amazing how everything sucks?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It's wonderful. Jesus, you got, what does the average person live now? 76, 77 years? That's about it?
Yeah, about
on
that.
average.
About that.
You got 77 years and you want to be miserable the whole time you're on this planet. Really? That's what you want?
Maybe like 71, 72, but all 77? Are we kidding people?
Yep. And if AJ comes in and tells me he's having a bad day, instead of going, oh yeah, that's terrible. Hopefully things get better. Well, you think you're having a bad day? My day's been so much worse. And it's like everybody has to one up each other on how bad day they're having.
I'm much more miserable than you are.
Yeah.
Like, what? I just don't understand why people want to be like that. Get off your ass. Go get something done. Help people out when you get a chance. Let me ask you a question. How many of those protesters at Columbia University do you think have sent money to Palestine to help Palestine out? How many?
I'm going to go a lot less than you.
Like zero?
Yeah.
You want to help? Why don't you help them with business, with eating, putting dinner on the table, all the rest of it? Let the higher ups, I know they look like a bunch of morons right now, but I mean, for you to be messing up Columbia University and not allow, that is such a sad story. I know we got to get going here, but I'll close with this. My sadness for that group of people who are 22 years old now, because they cannot have the commencement because it's too dangerous on the campus, right? They canceled commencement at a number of schools, did they not?
I haven't heard of any cancelings, but I would assume that if things kind of keep going on the arc that they are, that there will be some cancellations for sure.
So you're 22 and they've canceled your graduation ceremony, which you've worked hard for 4 years, but that's okay because 4 years ago you were 18, which means you couldn't graduate from high school because of COVID. It's like, Jesus, that's a hell of a run you got going there, man. Isn't that sad? You miss high school graduation because of COVID, and you miss college graduation because of a battle over Palestine and Israel. That's too bad, don't you think?
Yeah, the younger generation, I will say this, they've experienced a lot in their short lives so far.
Yeah.
Like it's been hefty in the history books.
Have they brought most of it on themselves?
I mean, I don't think you can blame them for COVID or the Hamas.
I do.
War, but yeah, you can. I mean, the way that the reaction to it, I guess you could blame them.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, look at, we just talked about the fact I can't even go to my high school graduation because of COVID. I can't do this because of violence. I can't do that. Well, once again, we got to move on. But I will say this, unless we move toward the middle, unless we try to get together and work this out, it's never going to happen. And we can't have some tough guy, little weasel, I'll tell you how to do it. You don't know. Get your head out of your ass, right?
Right. We're going to figure this out together.
Exactly. I like it. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Judd will join us right after this. Tom Barnard here for Livia Weight Control Centers. Now's the time to get a jump on summer. I said summer. You could lose up to 20 pounds or more in your first 8 weeks the Livia way. When you join Livia, you'll receive a personalized doctor-recommended program tailored to your unique needs, goals, and lifestyle. And doctor is Paulie, my old buddy. That's the doctor. I said Dr. Paulie. Livia's amazing team of registered dietitians and nutritionists will guide you every step of the way. Join Livia today. Get your first 8 weeks free. Yes, I did say free. Now, here's the deal. I got on yesterday. I had a lot of running around to do this, that, and the other thing. Yesterday was a 3-week anniversary of me being on the program. Well, I'm running around yesterday and blah, 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 but I just ate what I usually eat when I'm on the program every day. I hop on the scale this morning. I lost another 1.5 pounds yesterday. I weigh 247 right now, which means I've lost 18 pounds in 21 days. Or 22 days, I guess, would be because you have to include yesterday. But, I mean, it's a great program. It's working for me like there's no tomorrow. 247 on my way to 214, so 34 pounds ago. Join Livia today. Get your first 8 weeks free. Visit Livia.com. That's LIVEA.com. Call 855-GO-LIVIA. And Livia is now offering GLP-1 medications. Quiet the food noise and see accelerated results by summer. Visit Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA. Start your weight loss journey now and get a jump on summer the Livia way.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
What do you think of that action? Ladies and gentlemen, K&L Surplus and Ammo in Lino Lakes is my choice for firearms, ammunition. Jim, the owner, is one of the most knowledgeable people in the business and is a great guy, great at getting you into the right firearm for your needs. And that, by the way, that's very important. You just, I know you want this gun, that gun, whatever, but Jim will tell you, hey, this is the best fit for you, so at least consider this. It's just, he knows what he's talking about. K&L Surplus and Ammo also works with local groups on raffles, auction fundraisers. If your group has a fundraiser coming up, make sure to call Jim at K&L. Their number is 763-757-2614, and he can put together a great package for your event and help you raise more money. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lino Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can reach them by phone at 763-757-2614, or you can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, oh, look at that coif. What, did we get a haircut?
Yeah, last week.
See?
Oh, yeah, we got a haircut last week, huh?
Got the haircut cooking. This might be the first time all 4 of us have appeared on screen without a baseball cap on.
Yeah.
I'm happy everybody, almost everybody got the black sweatshirt memo today.
Yeah, I got the sun's up memo, so I'm wearing the bright red. No, the reason I'm wearing this, to tell you the truth, is because it was pouring rain this morning, so it was not the warmest out, so that's why I'm wearing it. It's the full-blown, look at that. What is that, Wabasha, Minnesota? Is that what it says, the Eagle Center?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Wabasha, there you go. You ever been there?
I've not.
Nope.
One thing I love about the Eagle Center in Wabasha, Minnesota, it's right on the river, obviously. And while you're walking around there, it's really interesting. If you get a chance, I would definitely go. And by the way, I have a little playground outside for the kids, so they would have fun with that. But the one thing I did notice, which is kind of cold, that apparently eagles follow along in a very human way. And by that, I mean there are some injured eagles in the center, and they're tethered, of course, so they can't fly up because they're injured. They want them to heal up, and then they'll just release them, right?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
There were three of them in there when we went there a couple of years ago. And I look outside and I go, what the hell is that all about? The eagles from the river outside are flying by, like taunting the eagles through the window.
Oh, wow. Trash talking eagles.
You're locked up and I'm not.
It's great out here. Oh, my God. That's great.
They're peeking in at the eagles that can't get out of the building. Oh, God, that was funny. I guess we're all the same. That's what I'm saying. So I did not get a chance to watch the Twins last night. How did we fare?
They won again.
They did.
8 in a row. 8 in a row. 8 in a row. The longest win streak since 2011.
Oh, my God.
I know, which don't go look at that because they did lose 99 games that season, but they got super hot for like 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
In 2011. They've won 8 consecutive games. Now they beat the White Sox 4. They beat the Angels 3, and now they beat the White Sox again. Mm-hmm. So I'm still curious to see what happens when they play good teams. But they
Yeah.
have beaten up on two bad teams. I didn't realize until I saw it this weekend. The Angels are awful as well. They're just
terrible.
They just don't care.
Well, the Twins, the first week or so of the season, they were horrendous too.
Yeah,
so it does happen.
Exactly. But yeah, the Twins are now. I think the last time we talked, they might have been like 8.5 or 9 games out of first, and now I think they're 4 games out of first. They are one game behind the team they're trailing. So yeah, it's a different story. They play the White Sox 2 more, then they're off on Thursday, and then they start a 3-game series against Boston at home on Friday. So that might shed a little bit more light on playing a team that's not a bottom feeder.
I think that is true. Hey, at least they've been fun to watch. That's what I'm saying. I do think one thing I do have to compliment them on, and maybe it's Rocco Baldelli that set it all up and all the rest of it, but their defense has gotten better. Their defense at the beginning of the year was terrible.
Yeah.
But it has gotten better. I mean, from what I've seen.
Yeah, no, and you're right. And the good news last night was Carlos Correa came back at shortstop.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, I mean, you go from Willie Castro trying to play short to Correa, who is a platinum gold glove, just absolutely phenomenal. So that's a big help. Royce Lewis, I think, is still about a month away or so. But, the whole thing is against decent teams, can you just split series? Can you, because at some point in time, Cleveland's going to come back down to earth.
Yeah, that's true.
Cleveland's in first place, and they're one of the best teams in the American League right now, but they lost their top starter a few weeks ago, and I got to think that they're going to come back to earth. So this remains, if you can continue to play decent baseball, this remains a winnable division.
It's really sad that this happens to me, and it's my fault, but every time, because I've known many people from Cleveland, Ohio, and I actually like Cleveland, Ohio. A lot of people do not like Cleveland, but I do. But I will never, every time you say the word Cleveland, I see a river on fire.
Yep.
I do. Every time in my head I see because the river in Cleveland caught fire. How the hell a river catches fire? I don't know. But
hey, pollution in the 70s, right? I think it was in the 70s that caught fire.
I think so. I think you're right.
I've read the story before. It's an unbelievable story. Here's my question. Is Cleveland still thought of, I guess, in the same way that it was in the 70s and 80s? Because I don't know if the younger generation still has the contempt, because Cleveland was just made fun of.
Constantly.
To your point.
Constantly.
Mocked. Absolutely mocked. I don't know if it still is, because I'm with you. I like it. Yeah. It's fine.
I like Cleveland. Matter of fact, 2 of my best friends are from Cleveland. So what does that tell you? I mean, if there's such a bad place, why would I even like anybody from there? But no, I like Cleveland. It's a working town, which is probably one of the reasons I do like it.
Yep.
It's very blue collar in certain parts, and I like all this. I like Detroit. I got to be honest with you. The only thing that I have not liked traveling around America is the freeway system in Houston. I like the city, but their freeway system is horrendous.
Oh, that's funny you say that, because Houston is one of my least favorite cities.
Yeah.
The non-zoning aspect too.
Right.
Where you and I'm not joking, can have a liquor store, a church, and like a brothel. All side by side. I do not. Texas just isn't for me, I don't think.
Not Texas at all.
No. Well, you know what? No, in fairness, I've never been to Austin and San Antonio, and I hear they're great. I'm not a big Dallas guy, and I don't like Houston. I don't hate Dallas. I just don't like it that much. But I'm also with you. I love like blue collar, good sports towns.
I tell you, one town you would like in Texas is San Antonio, man.
See, that's what I've heard. So I can't speak to that.
Great town. A friend of mine, Fitz, used to live down there, so I'd go down and visit him, and we'd go play golf. Wonderful place. San Antonio's great.
Boardwalk, right, too? The boardwalk and all that. Yep. I've heard good. Yeah, I've never been to San Antonio and Austin, and I've been told Austin is really cool as well.
Very political. I will tell you that.
Okay.
It's really political. Ever since that guy climbed the tower at the University of Texas up there and started shooting people. They've been
Yeah.
they've been leaning a little more liberal apparently. Just let's not have everybody get shot up. What do you say?
Yeah, I could see that. That makes a lot of sense. Was that the 60s or 70s, Tom?
60s, I believe it. I was trying to think of the guy's name, and that's weird because I used to remember his name. But one thing as you go on in life, it's not only that you're aging, it's the fact that your brain is full of so much information. There is no way there's room enough for all of it. Over like a 60-year period of learning,
Yep.
it gets crowded in there, baby. I'll tell you that. Man, it's like, whoa.
That's true. And stuff gets knocked out. So like names
yeah.
that you used to know, you don't know. I have found now that my short-term memory is just shot half the time.
Oh, it does happen.
I'll try to think of something I did yesterday, and I'll be like, "What the hell did I do again?" But then I can remember something from like the summer of '76.
Oh yeah, no question about it. So what the hell? It all works out in the end.
This is true.
So what else is happening in the world? Anything good?
Sports-wise, yeah. So the Timberwolves are going to play the Nuggets because the Nuggets beat the Lakers in 5 last night. So we now know that series is going to start in Denver on Saturday. If the Lakers had pushed the series, it could have started as late as Monday. So it's going to be, and because the Nuggets are a higher seed than the Wolves, it's going to start in Denver, but it's now going to start. We don't know the time yet, but it's going to start Saturday at some point.
All right. What are you guys thinking?
Wolves in 6. Let's go.
Why not? Right? So I'm thinking it might very well go 7, but I sort of like the Wolves pick. Man, did they look good against the Suns? And you know what? They give Denver tough games. The interesting thing about it is Denver is clearly a better team than the Lakers, but the Lakers led, I think, at halftime of every game of the 5 that they just played. So
Really?
I think Timberwolves have a chance. It sounds crazy, but I think they have a chance.
Well, it'd be kind of cool if the Timberwolves just kept on going and going and going. That'd be wonderful.
Oh, it'd be great. Absolutely fantastic. Age, your prediction?
I just don't know how they're going to stop Jokic because that's like the unicorn. And I know he's only one guy, but he's shown that as just one guy, he can like facilitate everything for that Denver team. So is that a similar thing to, yeah, they have Jokic.
We have Ant.
But we have Jaden McDaniels. Is that the same thing we're going to echo here in round 2?
Well, and Tom, you are going to love this because if you watch these games, the guy that Age is talking about, Jokic is, you just have to see it to believe it. He is the most non-athletic great basketball player that I think I've ever seen. He's mammoth, so that makes sense, but he's got these arms that look like they're flabby. He's got a shot that's incredible. He is an incredible passer, but I don't think that you would target him. It's not that he's not a basketball player. I don't think that you would target him to be one of the best basketball players in the league by seeing him.
I got a friend, and I believe he's talking about the same person you're talking about. He calls him Herman Munster. Is he Herman Munster like?
Oh, he doesn't look like Herman Munster, but it makes sense. Yeah.
Kind of moves like it.
Yeah,
Kind of
yes,
moves
yes.
like Herman.
Yes. That's actually, I guarantee you it's the same guy.
Herman Munster playing for the Timberwolves. Isn't that weird how, you're not swift or you got the fancy moves and all the rest of it, but you're just really good at what you do. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Great.
That sums him up perfectly. And Judd, to backtrack a little bit to the Twins, how much of this winning streak can we credit to the rally sausage?
Whatever works with a sausage that's how old now and being carried around in Ryan Jeffers.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now I guess there are experts that say the sausage is not as ripe as we think, but that it's, as Tom knows from his experience back in the day with guys like Herbeck and Gaetti, whatever works for baseball players, hey, go for it.
That's true.
That's a weird group of humans, man.
Yeah.
You're 100% correct.
Isn't it a summer sausage though? And aren't those like you don't have to refrigerate those?
Yeah. That's what I guess that's what it is.
So yeah, if grand slam, like a walk-off grand slam, open it up, take a bite.
Oh my God.
Get your sausage out, everybody.
If you guys know more about this than I do, how did this sausage come to the rally sausage? That's what it's called?
Yeah, it was so a company sent a summer sausage, I think it was for, I don't know, if some promotional work or something, to Kyle Farmer, and he threw it, he didn't want it, so he put it on the table in the middle of the clubhouse at Target Field. I think he thought, okay, guys will just eat it.
Right.
Well, somehow it just sat there. And it got thrown in, and like Ryan Jeffers took it and threw it in his bag for the road trip. And so, like, when a guy scores now or hits a home run and he's coming, to the dugout, they take it off like the bat rack and throw it, and the guy catches it and I don't know what he does with it. It's baseball, man. They're all 8 years old, which is great. Are.
Very good point.
But the way that grown men pass the time, of a monotonous season is a really incredible social experiment.
So it is the rally sausage. That's what it is.
Yeah, they've started winning since this sausage has been around. So
Kevin's right.
Just happens that they paid the White Sox and the Angels at that same time, but that's where
semantics.
Minor details.
Semantics.
The only question is, does the rally sausage get replaced, or is this particular sausage good luck? Because I think eventually, I don't know that it can withstand the travels, the wear and tear.
So. I agree.
I mean, wouldn't it eventually just start to fall apart?
Yeah, you'd think like the plastic case that it's in would eventually open up. Do you have to get that resealed? Because then I'm assuming there's a smell that comes with that.
Sure.
Yep. And Rocco said after the game on Sunday, he's like, I am a little bit concerned that when that happens, like if a guy catches it and it opens up and he touches it, that it could be very bad for his well-being, because it probably is not a safe thing for a human right now to touch the rally sausage.
I wouldn't think so. God, you know what? The old record business promotion guy, it went into my head. What I would do, bring back the Lincoln Dell, which you guys might not even know what that is. It was a delicatessen that was wonderful.
Great.
Bring back the Lincoln Dell. Well, we still got Crossroads and Cecil, so we could use those. But we should start a promotion on this show that ties in, we'll say, Crossroads Deli with the rally sausage. Crossroads making sure the rally sausage never rots. Brought to you by the Tom Barnard Show. What do you think?
Genius.
It's
genius. Now, personally, at 54, I would go with the rally charcuterie board.
Okay.
Because I myself am a charcuterie board guy. I love a good charcuterie board.
Phenomenal. But it's all already cut, so it'll all rot.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm being a little bit pretentious here. Hoity-toity with my choices.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you not like charcuterie, though, man? It's wonderful.
Oh, God. A good one, too. And I am sorry, but you can't just cut up a bunch of stuff, throw it on a plate, and that's not a charcuterie board.
That's what I thought it was.
It's just like an adult Lunchable.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
True. All right, Pally, we will talk to you tomorrow, see how things are going at that point.
Outstanding. Talk to you all later.
Sir.
Bye-bye.
Judd Zulgad, ladies and gentlemen, SKOR North. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Chris Egert will join us. Mike Lindell of MyPillow employees. They want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sales going on right now for the best prices ever. But remember, you have to use promo code TOM because they love that when you do that, so they know where you heard it or something. So yeah, use promo code TOM. You get free shipping. So you do get a bonus for using my name. You get free shipping on your entire order. So you get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses, mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA. It's on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually, they do. They actually absorb. I know it's hard to believe. I've got dog beds, blankets, couch pillows. They got so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you get free shipping on your entire order. So it's good for you. So call 800-516-5146, go to mypillow.com, and use promo code TOM.
Hi, guys. It's Chris Egert from Channel 5 Morning News, along with my friends Megan Newquist and Ken Barlow. In the morning, we pride ourselves on sharing people's stories. I've been lucky enough to be part of this 5 Eyewitness News morning team for more than a decade now. This is where I've raised my kids and working alongside my friends for all these years. We're like a family, too.
We are family, Chris. Working with you and Ken and Hannah, it is such an honor to help folks start their day every morning on Channel 5. We get to catch people up on the news that's happening, and Hannah is here to keep an eye on the traffic around town.
And when it comes to weather, I know people rely on me to plan their day and get their family out the door. Over the last 10 years, there were so many memories and so many laughs. I just love sharing the forecast alongside you guys.
I feel the same way, Ken. To all you who start your day with us here on Channel 5, we think of you as family, too. Thanks for turning on 5 Eyewitness News in the mornings.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Are you ever at your desk anymore?
I forgot we're on the road today. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus. You're at home again, sitting in the garage, pretending you're working.
I'm not at home. I'm at Carol's restaurant in beautiful Blaine.
Beautiful what?
Blaine.
Oh, Blaine. I thought you said plane. I'm like, Blaine? Maple Plain? But Blaine, yes, Blaine, Minnesota. Are you going to play a little golf today? Is that what you're doing?
No, probably not. But I'm going to go eat a lot of like fat breakfast and get really fat.
You going to be as big as that guy? What's his name? Jelly Roll?
I'm working on it. Yeah, actually.
I do actually like him, but I can't remember the first guy who did that. But he didn't steal the idea, but he's using the idea. Hey, listen, you can listen to me and help these people out. Now, look, I'm just a big fat white guy who plays a guitar. Who was the first one who said that?
Well, I'm trying to think who you're thinking of specifically.
God.
I did work at a country music radio station.
It was a country guy. Yep.
I should be able to harness this kind of information.
I can see his face, but I cannot think of his name. Always wore a cowboy hat. It's got a beard. But yeah, he called it a big fat white guy playing music for you. What the hell was his name?
Well, I can think of a couple different dudes who fall into that genre, but not that they were that big.
Yeah.
Because like Williams Jr. was not that big.
No, he was not.
He was actually, you kind of were confused by the beard and everything. Conway Twitty was not big either.
Nope.
He didn't have a beard.
God, I know the guy. I just cannot think of his songs or his name, but I can see his damn face. What the hell?
Sorry.
Too much information. That's all I know. So what's happening in your news world?
Well, it was a bunch of protesters out at University of Minnesota again overnight. It's the anti-Israeli protests that have been happening all over the country, happening at the U of M. Apparently the police told them they had to leave the property, but they didn't. And they all camped out there overnight. And so as a result, a bunch of the buildings around the U of M are going to be closed again today. So that's happening all around the country. I mean, not everywhere, but it's happening at a lot of the big college campuses. So
if this continues, Tevin and I are going to go out and we're going to go around with a world map. I'm going to go, protesters, where's Palestine on this map? Could you point it out to me? Where's Israel? What, should I pull it like this? Is this better? These people don't even know where these countries are, for Christ's sake.
I would not be surprised if there were some people who were there who weren't, weren't aware. I guess they still have a right to say whatever they want to say. I'm always curious about the number of people who are there who have nothing to do with the university
Right.
and are
Right.
because they're there, and they also have a right to do that. But it's obvious, like this. I know the U of M, they're not that far done from being school for the year. A lot of colleges are wrapping up, and it is a big disruption and distraction for students. That's for sure. So.
Yeah, there's no question about that. There's no question at all about that. And to miss your graduation because of this is unforgivable.
I mean, we haven't reached that level yet.
Right.
But, and there's also there's been a lot of discussion this morning about maybe some kind of ceasefire agreement coming out. No, I don't know. It seems to be getting a little bit of steam, but, we'll see how that plays out over the next couple of days.
That would make sense.
I guess they wonder if there's a ceasefire agreement, then do these protests calm down and does that stop that? Or has this already become a thing enough where people who are protesting are still going to go and do it? One never knows.
Do you think beyond the land mass we're talking about, claiming land and all the rest of it, do you think the average person in America even knows why there's a battle between Palestine and Israel?
Well, I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
I do know, and that it's the Palestinian Authority is very good at fighting an information war.
Oh, yeah.
That the Israelis are not interested in fighting that kind of war. And I do think that people get a little bit of a skewed idea of what exactly is happening there on a daily basis because of the Hamas side really, and I guess the argument is that's all they can do is put information out because they really can't fight back. But
right.
I don't know. Every time this comes up, it's complicated, right? It couldn't be any more complicated.
But the problem we do have, if anybody did some research, maybe they'd calm down a little bit because there are no innocents in any of this. Both sides have done things wrong. Both sides have done things right. Why don't we use that information to work together? What an idea that is.
Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know. Netanyahu said this morning, like they're still going to continue taking Rafah in the southern part of the country, regardless of whether they come up with any kind of a ceasefire, which to me, then how do you come up with a ceasefire if he's already sort of drawing a line and with it? But I guess we'll see what happens, right?
Well, he's not very popular amongst a lot of American Jews. I know that.
Well, he's very hard line, but
he is, yeah.
I think it's to people there. What happened on October 7th is very similar to our 9/11, and
right. Yep.
I think people have lost track of that a little bit with all these protests, that how it kind of all started in the first place. But
I think I should be brought in as a peace seeker. We'll get together and we'll go, okay, so on the Palestinian side, we're going to take care of this, and this. On the Israel side, we'll take that, and that. But we're not going to settle with either side until they bring back the Carnegie Deli in New York. Just how it is. Bring back the Carnegie Deli. Otherwise, you're going to war forever.
You're on a deli theme. I heard that whole rally sausage thing that Judd was talking about. We had a. I might have a Chub of that particular brand of sausage in my refrigerator at the moment too. I don't think they got to worry about it not holding up for the season.
Is that the correct measurement?
Yeah.
Of a Chub. You have a Chub of sausage.
That's not.
Is that what they call it?
Refer to sausage in a Chub form when it's in this particular. Yes.
Chub form.
Chub. Look it up. Look it up, Agent.
That's getting clipped and put on social media later.
I'll show you my Chub.
You have a Chub.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly right. Good God, you're so embarrassing to work with.
I'm sorry, Chub. When I'm wearing a summer sausage, it is always I'm Team Chub. That's just how it is.
There are some listeners right now that are putting together a contest. When will the next day be when Chris is actually working out of a studio?
I was there all morning for the news. I just
nope, not good enough.
No, that's not. I was there.
Not good enough.
But I'm not going to turn down this breakfast. I'll tell you that right now.
No, get in there and get your breakfast. I love Blaine. And tell everybody in Blaine, Uncle Tommy still loves him.
I will do that. Tevin, what do you got?
Officer Dave and Aaron have written in and asked if it's Charlie Daniels. Is that the fat white country singer?
I think it is Charlie Daniels.
Yes.
Yep. I think it is.
Yep.
Very good.
Charlie Daniels, but I don't think Charlie was as big as Jelly Roll is.
No.
But yeah, that's good. Good job, Officer Dave.
It's all true, Pally. All right, get to work. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Thanks a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, Channel 5's Chris Egert. Brought to you by Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. We'll take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes. Take a look at the news. A new poll is out. When was the last time you were in a conversation that was so boring that you stopped listening? Don't look at me like you weren't listening just now. I saw that.
Sorry, what was that?
Yeah, what'd you say?
I just zoned out for a minute there. What'd you say?
As soon as, because I didn't pre-read that line, as soon as I got to the, and not paying attention, I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to get nailed for this. I'm taking a punch for this one. That's all there is to it. All right, we shall take a break. Be right back. News up next.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
In addition to having the best selection in town, K&L Surplus and Ammo also can help you sell your firearms safely and worry-free. Very, very important. You've inherited a collection of firearms from a loved one, don't know what to do with them, or if you have guns you're no longer using, call Jim at K&L Surplus and Ammo. Jim can help you sell those firearms safely and through consignment and auction. I know Jim. He's an extremely knowledgeable guy, great guy too. Will help you get top dollar, which is very important, of course. He will help you explore all the options and take the work and stress off of your shoulders. K&L Surplus and Ammo is on Lake Drive in Lina Lakes and open Tuesday through Saturday. You can also visit them online at www.klgunstore.com.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
You damn right. When's the last time you were in a conversation was so boring you stopped listening and just focused on how to not look bored out of your mind? Do you work on I don't know when I look like I'm bored. So I don't know how it would change my facial expression because I don't know what I look like when I'm bored. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say I start looking for outs, if that makes sense. Like I'll check my phone. I have this important text message. I'm still looking. I'm nodding. I'm looking at you, Tevin, but I have other stuff going on so that I can be like, hey, I really got to take care of something, I got to go.
Yeah.
Good move. I like it. No question about it. A new poll asked people how often they get bored during conversations, and almost half of us, 46%, say it happens sometimes. Another 31% of people say it rarely happens, and 5% claim they've never been bored. Yeah, you've never been bored by a conversation, you liar.
Yeah, 5% lied.
Spoiler alert, if you're that person, you're the boring one. You're
Good. Yeah.
You're the one doing the boring.
Yep.
Good call. You're the boring sumbitch. No question not. Now, on the flip side, 10% say they usually get bored when talking to others, and 4% say it's always happening. That's not true in my case. I do not talk to boring people that often. I mean, I don't care. I don't get bored that easily. Because what I do when you're doing things like that is I think in my head, what brought them to that point to try to make this point? Instead of paying attention to what they're saying, I think, how does the brain work that you're doing what you're doing right now? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just going, I'm bored with this. I never get bored with that stuff.
Yeah, and if you're having like a boring conversation, maybe a conversation you're not that into, like I always feel like I'm going to like an interview type mode where I'm going to ask you enough questions where I can try to make this a little bit more interesting for myself.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. It's always happening. They always get bored. Old folks are far more likely to claim they rarely get bored. Is this just a subtle way of grandma begging you to call her? Oh yeah, well maybe that is what it is. Calling grandma. You think that's why they don't get bored talking to their relatives?
I think so. Just because also too, like if you're, I don't know, if you're retired, maybe your spouse has passed, like you live alone or something like that. You just don't have as much kind of like everyday interaction with people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, when someone calls, let's talk. Let's let's chat about whatever and anything that's out there. What am I looking at right now? I'm looking at a vase in front of me. It's got a flower in it.
Right.
But yeah, I know you don't care, but I want to talk. That type of thing.
I understand that. Now, we're getting to the point of this whole story, why we're reading the story in the first place. It's coming right around the corner.
Okay.
So 13% of people said that they think they are better than most people at slipping away, while 16% say worst. They're the worst. Whereas most people getting out anyway. 45% say they are just as stuck as the rest of us. Men are more likely to say they're better at getting out of a conversation than women. For what it's worth, when people were asked how they think about like the other person in the conversation is bored, what they think about then, the numbers were basically the same as when they are bored. So basically, it's just a situation. I thought, because at the beginning of the story, they talked about how some people adjust and figure this out, but they never got to the point how they adjust and figure it out.
Yeah, I feel like because when you start zoning out, then you like lock into, I got to re-engage, and now whatever the most recent thing they said, that's what I'm going to hang on to, and like repeat that back to them to make them feel like I was just listening.
See, I thought we were going to learn something today. Some people are really good at getting out of bad conversations. Well, how do they do that? Would have been nice to tell us how you do that, right?
Yeah. Because it's really hard not to just stop somebody and go, you know what? I'm just really not that into what you're saying right now. I'm going to use myself.
I feel like a good one could be like if you want to pivot it, pick something you saw in the news that you enjoyed. And like if Tevin's talking to me about his new car, or like, frankly, when somebody tells me about their vacation, I don't care. I was not there. I like the pictures.
I understand that.
I'm sure you had fun, but I'd personally, you're like bragging to me. I'm rather going to say, hey, did you see this? Did you hear about this? And now let's talk about it, because now I'm more engaged rather than you just tell me, oh, you caught so many rays in the sun on the beach. Fantastic.
They tell you how many rays they caught on the beach.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like you should have seen it. The sands were it was like white and the water was so blue. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah, or a story that's like you had to be there type of moment.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, like, again, I just don't have enough energy to continue this conversation. Like, let's keep it pushing.
Well, there is that. God, when I was waiting to pick up Catherine on Sunday, just hanging around the house, and Cops was on.
Okay.
And it was Cops Spring Break was the name of the episode. Or there were like 2 episodes.
Okay.
But it's all about cops going along the beach, finding 17, 18, 16-year-olds drinking on the beach. It was all of them. Honest to God. It's like, what? There was not one group of people when they walked in there weren't drinking booze, and they were all like 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah.
But because we're on the shore, I thought it was legal. What?
The jurisdiction ends when there's no more road.
Yes.
As soon as you're on sand, anything goes. There is no law.
Yeah, and it's kind of like when there's so many, like, well, what are you going to do? Arrest all of us?
Right.
Well, probably arrest a couple, but it's like in college, anytime like a house party got broken up, the people that own the house, they get a ticket. Everybody else, you just kind of scoot on, go home, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
You don't help them pay the ticket?
Hell no. I was
you
there.
skimpy. Jesus,
Well,
trying
when
to
it's
help
like-
your friend out.
When it's like, 200 people packed into some, crap duplex house, college house. Yeah, you don't even half the time you don't even know whose house you're in. You followed a group of people into the house and started drinking.
See, I never did that. I cannot. There was a group of us from St. Anne's that hung out together. There was probably about maybe at the most 15 to 20 of us at any time. It was most often around 10, 12, something like that. And I can't do that. Everybody packed in thing. It just, ugh. Don't you hate that? You're getting bumped into constantly and you're being crushed for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it's the worst, but you would have hated. So when I was in college, I lived with 4 of my teammates and 2 other guys. We had this huge house of 6. We'd be hanging out on like a Friday or Saturday, and you'd get one group of friends that would come over. Then they'd get a phone call. What are you doing? Oh, we're over at Tevin and Crockett's.
Right.
And all of a sudden, it balloons to 20 people, to 40 people, to everybody's in the front yard, backyard, and now the police show up and we get a ticket. Yep.
Honest to God. Boy, think about back in the grade school days at St. Anne's, all that stuff. We had 3 houses. Basically, we went to the Guy and Greg Lorentz house. They were, classmates. We went to Nancy Romanko. She was a grade younger than us, but went to her house because I think her parents went to the cabin on the weekends, something like that. I'm not sure, but we went there. And then the other one, it was Guy and Greg Lorentz, and it was Nancy Romanko. Oh, and Ellen Bernick. We went to Ellen Bernick's house, and those were the 3 houses. There were always, like I said, I'd say a basic number around 15 people, which is plenty.
Yeah.
That works. I just, did you guys do that when you were in grade school? Just have friends, like a pack of friends, 15, 20 people you hung out with?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like when I was younger, we all lived close enough where you could tell who was where by what bikes were outside in the front.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Does that still going on, do you think? In small towns, maybe it is, but do you think it still goes on in the city where groups of kids get together like that?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I think that's something that will never really go away is, maybe it was affected because of COVID where people didn't hang out as much. But yeah, having that kind of core group of friends that help you get through middle school, high school, things like that, I think that's crucial.
They probably don't know this. So I'm revealing something after all these years that I never told them before. But I always since I was 15 years old, wanted to get into radio because Sam Sherwood on KWB was interviewing my mother about my brother being in Vietnam. And I thought, they're trying to reach my brother on the other side of the world. That's what I want to do for a living right there. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think all those people at those house parties in 8th grade, knew that when I got up there and started telling jokes, I was actually using them to develop my own career. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I remember one Christmas, I got a little like plastic AM transmitter thing. Like, it was far enough to reach like back downstairs or maybe out to the street.
Yeah.
And I would grab my like cousins and I'm going to interview them like, hey, what'd you get for Christmas? Things like that. So I have early memories similar to you, Tom, where it was like, something that I was interested in and wanted to do.
Yeah, you developed your timing. I mean, and by the way, I don't know if they knew it or not, but they really helped me out by responding. So that was good.
Yeah. You figure out at a young age what works and what doesn't and keep developing the craft.
Do you think all like people who are interested in doing this kind of thing or television or being in a band or whatever, you think they all kind of do that? When they're 13, 14, 15, start feeling out, well, do I have the talent to do this? Do they try it out on their friends always?
I think so. And I think
so, yeah.
And there's probably a lot of people that are discouraged too, because it's not the typical kind of career arc that you're taught in high school.
No,
It's
God,
not,
no.
they don't go like, oh, you could also do radio. You could also do all this. It's kind of the, oh, do you want to be a doctor, lawyer, go to a university and spend all this money? They don't kind of broaden the scope. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that just didn't pursue it that probably could have done great.
Yeah, could be. I mean, that's how kind of life is. You kind of feel your way through life and find out where you're going to learn things and try to get better at what you do. There's not. Do they even teach that anymore? Try to get better at what you do.
Nah, not really. It's kind of get good enough, do kind of not master any one thing and just be kind of average at multiple things.
That's too bad. Because I mean, you have specific talents and abilities. They should focus on using your personal abilities, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I suppose you can't do that for 30 kids every day. I imagine that'd be a little hard.
Yeah.
No question about it. All right. Well, we got to take a break here. Be right back. Josh Arnold will join us right after this. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. To thank you, they're having an overstock clearance and new product sale right now for the best prices ever. When you use promo code TOM, you get free shipping on your entire order. You get 50% off the MyPillow 2.0. Also get 50% off the brand new flannel sheets that just arrived and won't last long. 6-pack towel sets for only $29.98. And take advantage of the free shipping on larger items such as mattresses and mattress toppers. 100% made in the USA, on sale for as low as $99.99. Everything is on sale, from the brand new kitchen towels that have the same technology as the bath towels that actually absorb dog beds, blankets, couch pillows, and so much more. To get the best specials ever, go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM, and you can get free shipping on your entire order. So call 800-516-5146. Go to mypillow.com and use promo code TOM.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw and Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
When you go to a restaurant, you expect the chef to be an expert. You expect your auto mechanic to be an expert when it comes to fixing your car. You judge them both by the results of their work. Josh Arnold is an expert in investments and planning your financial future. Josh Arnold is my expert, and he should be yours too. I talk to Josh every week, and he understands the market and the economy, and he knows how to plan for your retirement. Don't put it off another day. The man with your plan is Josh Arnold. Call Josh now for a no-obligation 48-minute evaluation. You've got nothing to lose, and you'll have an expert planning and managing your financial future. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice. Tom Barnard is a paid endorser.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at TomBarnardShow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
See, wherever you get them. No question about it. Josh, ready to go?
I'm ready to go for you.
What's happening? Oh, you're not on your bike. I can tell you're not pedaling your bike while you're talking.
No, I'm not pedaling the bike, but we will be. We will be. We can walk outside and just, you can listen to the birds.
Well, it's 62 for the high today, I think, something like that.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good day today. Currently about 48. Sun is out. It'll be in the mid 50s. Perfect day for you to golf. Ball's not going to travel that far because of how wet everything is from all the rain, but things will get better. It's almost May. Almost May.
Tomorrow's May, no question. I have a question for
We've
you.
got a very interesting day in the market today.
Oh, okay.
The Dow is down. NASDAQ is down a little bit after a pretty good yesterday. Concerns about wage growth and some economic reports that came out. People are making a little bit too much money for the Fed to start cutting interest rates. And the Fed is always interested in employment, what people are making, because that can be inflationary. Too much money chasing too few goods. Now, having said that, there are a lot of other competing forces. Yes, prices are still going up for a number of companies, and I say prices going up. Coca-Cola reported their numbers today, and they beat and they raised their guidance. Why did they raise? They're raising prices of Coke products. The price of water is going up. The price of their employee compensation is going up. The price of oil, although down a little bit today, at 82.56 on West Texas Intermediate crude, but that's still up significantly from several months ago. And as I've said previously, the price of oil pumps through everything in the economy. And here's little Coca-Cola saying, yep, we beat our numbers. We are raising prices. That to me looks inflationary. Then McDonald's reported their numbers today. They missed. Oh gosh, McDonald's misses. Hamburgers, people are going elsewhere for hamburgers, or paying more money for hamburgers. Yes, they're paying an awful lot of money for hamburgers at McDonald's. McDonald's has raised prices, so they're pricing some of their lower income consumers. They're pricing them out of McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
So McDonald's same-store sales are down. They're spending a little more money on fixing their stores. And they have to pay more money for their employees. So if you're having to pay more money for employment, and you want to maintain your profits, what are you going to do? McDonald's raises prices, and people are not going to McDonald's. Now, McDonald's also had another issue in some of their Mideast stores, as protesters are avoiding McDonald's because they do business where? Where does McDonald's do some business? They do business in Israel.
Oh, sure. We better shut them down, man.
Shut them down. Of course, the protesters on college campuses. Now, I might get a little political here. Protesters on college campuses want colleges to cut their ties with any companies that do business with Israel. Now, here's my little political rant. Well, here, McDonald's does business in Israel. Coca-Cola does business in Israel. Well, that cuts out Coke and McDonald's. Oh, Google does business in Israel. I guess all these protesters with Gmail accounts have got to give up their email account.
Yep.
Apple does business in Israel, so gotta do away with their Apple phone. As a matter of fact, every smartphone manufacturer does business in Israel. You're not going to have a smartphone. They're going to have to give all that up. Oh, all those semiconductor chips that power up just about everything that goes on in their protesters' lives. Those companies do business in Israel and/or Israeli physicists help to manufacture and develop those chips. Oh my goodness, we're back in the dark ages. But I'm not going to tell any of these protesters anything about that because they're too busy chanting slogans that they have no idea where things come from.
No, there's no question about that.
But I'm getting off my topic and on a little bit of a rant. Earnings have been coming in fast and furious. This is a big week for earnings. For me, numerous companies that are in my portfolio and my clients' portfolios report, starting with Amazon tonight. Much is expected from Amazon. We'll see if they deliver. Focus is going to be on Amazon Web Services and what they're doing with AI, as well as on advertising. And there'll be checks to see if Amazon is buying back more shares and whether they follow the other big techs in issuing dividends. Right now, Amazon's the only of the large technology companies that does not pay a dividend. We'll see if they start one tonight. Apple reports their earnings on Thursday after the close. Not much is expecting from Apple's earnings right now, but investors, analysts would like to hear something about artificial intelligence and what Apple is doing in their strategy to develop chat boxes, or like Google or Microsoft or Meta has been doing. So that'll be a question that comes up. I still have longer term of price target on Apple at $250. Also reporting on Thursday is DraftKings. And people are going to want to hear when DraftKings is going to become profitable and how much money they had to pay out during March Madness. So what their hold rate was, along as their take rate. And then an interesting one will be, what are people paying for concerts? And whether that's going to continue, as Live Nation reports also on Thursday. Today we also are going to hear from Starbucks. I don't think too much is going to be happening there. 3M did beat today. That's a local company here. They will cut their dividend for the first time after 64 years of consecutive dividend raises. Part of that has to do with 3M spinning off their healthcare unit. 3M is finally moved up after an earnings report. Eaton, another industrial name, they beat. Tremendous need for their products, particularly in data centers. And you'll hear a lot more about data centers, what goes into them, particularly because they have a lot of storage capacity, and that's going to be needed as artificial intelligence gets developed further. But the big thing really is what are consumers doing and where prices are going. And you can see that with McDonald's and Coca-Cola's numbers.
That's an amazing story. When I first went to a McDonald's when I was, I think, probably around 13, 14 years old, something like that.
Right.
15 cents for a hamburger. I will never forget it. It was 15 cents for a hamburger. And now it's how much?
It's probably $15. No, I can't say that for a fact, but that's what I hear. I'm not a McDonald's. I haven't eaten in McDonald's probably since I was I can't say it since I was in high school, but I know we used to, my kids were much younger, there was always a McDonald's stop, and we were always cleaning out French fries from the car.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I understand that. Another thing I got to bring up to you, I don't think I've brought this up on the show yet, but on Sunday, I had an experience I've never had before in my life. You want to know what it was? I picked up Catherine from the airport, and then I drove to fill the car up because it needed the fill up, right? It was nearing empty. Tank full of gas cost me $100.
$100 just for that little Mustang of yours?
No, this was it. We have a 10-year-old Jaguar. It's a big car. It's got a 20-gallon gas tank. $100 to fill up my car.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, Jesus, really? Because you got to use that mid-range stuff for that. Like I said, it's a classic Jaguar. It's wonderful. He did it. Like I said, it's like 10 years old. Matter of fact, it's exactly 10 years old.
You use the mid-range and you're not using the high-tech for that.
Yeah, this was even the mid-range. It wasn't even the high-tech, and it was still $100.
Oh my gosh.
I know, it's just unbelievable. $100. I remember driving to Fargo, North Dakota in a Volkswagen Fastback. You remember those Volkswagen Fastbacks?
Yep.
Driving one of those up, and I had to stop for gas on the way back home from Fargo to Minneapolis. I pull in, I fill it up, and the guy said to me, same kind of story, "Man, I cannot believe it cost you $10 to fill your gas tank." So there you go. We got 15-cent hamburgers.
On that Volkswagen Fastback, which has a very weird engine set up with carburetors on opposite sides of the engine.
Yep.
How did you fit in it?
Not great.
You're not a small guy.
No, it was not a great fit. I got to be honest with you.
And I'm not a big guy, and it was tough for me to get in one of those.
What the hell? All right, so be careful filling up your car today. Thanks for the advice. And how can people get a hold of you, Pally?
They can always call, because I'm an old guy and I like to talk to people. So they can call me at 952-925-5608.
All right, Pally, I will talk to you on Friday for the show.
Look forward to it.
Thanks a lot, Josh.
Thanks, Tom.
Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Arnold, my friend, my Jewish friend. Oh, my God, I'm sure you're shocked.
Yeah, don't say that out loud.
I mean, my God, when are they going to stop with this? Like, all of the people around the world in your own area, you've always done the right thing. You're so full of shit. It's unbelievable. Settle down. Right? Does Uncle Tommy have to turn around and start kicking ass? Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Jesus, I still can't believe it. These college kids, you frauds. I'm going to beat out a window because that'll make a better America. What? All right, we got to take a break. I get too upset about all this stuff. Just calm down, everybody. Relax. We will have Kristyn Burtt joining us right after this.
I'm here talking with my friends Michael Bilski and Brad Huckle of North American Banking Company. Guys, it seems like banking has changed quite a bit since you first opened your doors in 1998.
Yes and no. In 98, we didn't have online and mobile banking like we do today. Many banking processes have also changed. One thing that hasn't changed is we still provide a true community bank experience right here in the Twin Cities.
Our team takes the time to get to know our customers and their goals. This creates a relationship that is unique in banking today and one our customers appreciate. It's why we like to say we provide a better banking experience.
You're absolutely right, Brad. I've been a customer for a long time. The service your team provides is phenomenal.
Thanks, Tommy.
So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, well, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? You know, inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts, many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
The new Tom Barnard Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw and Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner. This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabankco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. What's up, KB2?
Good morning.
What'd it be like?
What? What was that?
What'd you say?
What did you say?
It used to always be, the full line was, Tommy, what'd it be like? Freaky deaky? So there you have it. I love that.
Well, I think I have something for you. I'm surprised you did not take part in this poll. Talker Research says that Americans think the most perfect runtime for movies is, anyone want to guess? How many minutes?
Oh, runtime for a movie? You can't, you're right. You can't include me in that because for me, it's about 48 minutes.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm going to say
48
90.
minutes.
I'm going to say somewhere around 90 minutes.
I'll go up to like an hour 45.
All right, 92 minutes.
There
Having
you
win.
go. That's good.
Without going over, too, by the way.
Yes, without going over. That's
Without
exactly
going
right.
over. But the research actually, okay, that's the poll, but the research actually defies all of that because the average commercially successful movie is 141 minutes.
I know. 2 hours and 21 minutes.
And that's as of 2022. But in 1981, the average runtime was 110 minutes for a commercially successful film. So we're really seeing the increase there. And then if you look at the 9 out of the 10 of like the most successful movies ever, they're all over 2 hours.
Oh, like Gone with the Wind is what, 2.5 hours?
Well, we're talking about like the ones that have done the most box office dollars, you know, so you're
Oh, the
looking like
dollars,
an
okay.
Avengers, yeah, things like that. So they're all over 2 hours.
But wasn't Gone with the Wind, the reason I brought it up, that was the first very long movie, wasn't it?
Yes, but I don't think it really started much of a trend. I mean,
Oh, it
there were
didn't? Okay.
occasionally, but I feel like in the last decade or so, we've started to see the movies, I mean, really creep over 3 hours. And to me, I'm out. If it's 3 hours at a theater, I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, you know, at least back in the day, when I was a kid, you'd be halfway through the movie, all of a sudden these little figures would come up on the screen. Go on out to the lobby. Go on. You guys know this song?
And have yourself a snack.
You got it. And then it turned into go on out to the lobby and get some 7-Up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The only reason I know that one, I think it's in Greece.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, probably.
And when he's at the drive-in, they do like a
Yep.
little bit of like, go on out to the, because I don't think when I was little that they still had that, but
Good
I'm still
question now.
familiar.
We talk about people don't go to the movies as much as they used to. Do people still go to drive-in restaurants?
we, like a drive-in, like where you pull your car up and they bring your food
Yeah.
out to you.
Yeah.
We have one. Well, Sonic is, do you guys have Sonic
Mhm.
Yeah.
burgers? So Sonic, I think, is still does that, correct?
Yes.
And then we have Bob's Big Boy out here that does
Yeah.
it.
Used to be A&W did it, but are there even any A&Ws anymore?
Not that do the drive up, and I think I've seen one in my lifetime, like as far as like a physical location. AJ, didn't you say there's some drive-in
Yeah.
burger place that's great?
In Brooklyn Park, it's called Wagner's. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
burgers.
Yep.
And then in Hopkins, actually, it's called like the Galaxy Drive Up or Galaxy
Mhm.
Drive-In
Right on Highway
restaurant.
7, yep.
I've never been there, but I have friends that say that place is pretty solid as well.
Yep, right on Highway 7. I know exactly
Yes.
where you're talking. And I think that used to be an A&W, as a matter of fact. I think, but I'm not sure.
There you go.
But that was fun back when you were a kid. You would go and, pull in and you get a little speaker in your car window. Oh, what do you think?
I don't think I've ever done a drive in like food situation. I mean, other
I'm
than a
younger
drive
than you,
through.
Tom. That's what it is.
What?
I'm younger than you, Tom.
No,
I've never been.
I can go down the street to Bub's Big Boy, and they still do like the roller skates on weekends. Like that would be fun. I don't
Next
think
time
I've done it.
Just I think of you. I'm going to use my phone next time. I'm going to pick it up and go, "Hello, Central. Could you dial a number for me?" That's what they used to have to do, you know.
Yeah, call like the operator to connect them.
Yep, you never dialed the phone. You had the operator. You gave her the number, and she connected you. I mean, this is back 100 years ago or whatever, but it was a while.
Well, even though it wasn't an operator in Maine at our summer house, it was 4 digits, and that was as of the 90s.
Really?
Phone number?
Yes. So everyone had the same exchange. It was like, let's say 967, and then you had your unique 4 numbers, and that was it. So you just call your unique 4 numbers. That was within the town of Kennebunk.
Oh, Kennebunk is beautiful.
It is.
God, listen to you. Oh, Brooke, I grew up with privilege. What do you think of that, kids?
In her summer home.
Now somebody's mad at you, calling me about it. They're pissed
Who
off.
is
at
their
Kristyn
phone
Burtt.
on?
I don't know. I did. Most days nobody calls, but then the one time I touch my phone, somebody happens to call. I mean, what's the chance of that happening?
No one calls my phone ever. My phone is like purely a text device and for
That's
Google.
it. It's all texting.
Yep.
I understand. I think I have a delivery is what it is. That's what that was. Yeah, my phone never rings. I got to be honest with you. I never get phone calls. I used to get calls 24 hours a day. It never stopped. And then all of a sudden, nobody ever calls anybody anymore. You know,
No.
they hop on, they text one another, and that's it. I talk for a living, so I would like to talk when I communicate with you. How about that action?
That's nice.
See?
When I go on my walks, like if I don't have a good podcast to listen to, I will call my mom and she's like, "You're on your walk and you're bored." I'm like, "Yep." She knows.
I'm
But
bored,
she's
so
like
I
the only
called
one
you.
who picks up her phone. My friend Maria occasionally will pick up her phone, but other than that, nobody else wants to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
That's it. Those are the only 2 people I talk to on the phone. My husband, I'll be like, yep, just text me. Okay, great. Bye. I'll see you at home.
Oh, so he tells you to just text him? Or your husband
I
does?
tell him to just text me.
Oh, you tell him. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
'Cause
looking
he
at
doesn't want to gossip. He just wants to be like, so
He wants to gossip.
he doesn't want to
Okay.
gossip. If he doesn't understand, I think it's hilarious that I have a husband who knows nothing about pop culture. And I'll be like, so did you hear what happened in the news? And he'll be like, who's that? I'm like, how do you not know who that is?
Yeah. Well, how does he not know who that is?
Because he stays off of social media and
there you go.
he lives in a nice little happy bubble. It's great.
Okay. These are the 10 calls I got yesterday. Okay.
10. That sounds like a
10.
lot.
I got
You
10
said
calls.
nobody calls you.
I got Beth from Livia. That's the weight loss program. God, I'm down to 243 or not 243, 247 now.
So late
You're looking good, Tom.
Jerry Grudel called. He's my insurance guy. I got a message from this company, and they said the name of the company and all the rest of it. We want you to know that we've acquired your death benefit from another insurance company. So from now on, send your checks to this address. It's like, you didn't buy my insurance coverage from another insurance company. That does not happen. At least without you knowing it, correct?
I would think they would send
Yeah.
you something in the mail. Wouldn't
Yes.
they?
I mean, yeah, I'm going to call you. Oh, let me respond to you. You know what I just learned?
You
Out
should
of
give
the
them your
10
social security number too.
Oh, they got that
Credit-
already, too.
Credit
Don't worry
card
about it.
information is probably
All the
another
credit
thing
card-
they'll need.
Bank account information, routing number, all that good stuff.
Mom's maiden name, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I had that yesterday, as a matter of fact. So Beth from Livia called a couple of times. Bilski called me. Nick Stovall, who does my taxes, which Nick is a great friend. I really like the guy, but every time I see his name, it's like, oh, God, it's tax time.
Not taxes. Well, didn't you do them for April 15th, or are you an October guy?
I'm an October guy, and I think I probably always will be.
Yep.
Because I could never count on getting all the stuff together. I would ask people in advance, but they would never get it to me on time. So it's like, whatever. I don't
Yep.
care.
Makes sense.
But I think you have to pay a penalty to pay in October, but I'm not sure.
It depends if you owe or not. I guess that's.
Well, I suppose that's what it is.
Yeah,
When do
if
you
you don't
not
owe
owe?
That's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
good
I was like,
luck.
meh. I mean, I run my own business, so I always
Yeah.
owe, in terms of that. But I pay
Right.
quarterly, so I don't owe anything.
That's a good idea. Paying quarterly is a really, really good idea.
Yes, it makes things much easier.
It's true. Anything new on streaming I should know about, sister?
Kind of something interesting today. We've got 2 TV shows dropping, and they both are The Veil. One is The Veil, and the other one's The Green Veil, which is so strange. Isn't that weird? So the Veil, which is on Hulu, stars Elizabeth Moss. It's a new espionage spy drama. 2 female spies battling it out over, the same case. It's supposed to be really good. 6 episodes, really quick. First 2 episodes are out on Hulu today.
You and Catherine do the exact same thing, and I don't know if I can duplicate it. You ready?
Yep.
You can watch today. It's out on Hulu. You guys, you and Catherine bob your head. You guys, I can't do it. My whole upper body rocks back and forth.
I took jazz class, and we did jazz isolation, so you can do.
Oh, that's what it is. Oh, look at it. Yeah. See, AJ can't do it either.
Trying
only this half. This half of the screen to do it.
I'm spinning out.
And then you're supposed to be able to do your ribs. Did anyone ever take jazz class?
No.
I was in
And
jazz.
you'd be like front, center, back.
Anyways,
What's high school? I never heard of it. Anyway, going forward, what else is happening?
Okay, and then there's The Green Veil. The Green Veil is a new show with John Leguizamo, who plays a government agent, and he's assigned to this secret. You guys know about the series already? He's assigned to this secret case that's associated with aliens. So we're going back to the 60s in this. Now, this is on a brand new streaming network called The Network. It is one of the fast networks, so it is free. You will find it on your Roku. You will find it on all of your devices, and it launches today.
That's The Green Veil.
The Green Veil. If you want to watch the Elizabeth Moss one, that's on Hulu, and it's called The Veil. 2 options.
It works for me. However they make it work. How many streaming channels are there now? About 700-800?
Too many. I think, it's so crazy. And I know I talked a little bit about Tubi last week. I think we're going to see more and more streamers move to the free advertising, and they're streaming, but they're going to go basically to the old network model. But what they're going to do is they're going to have just tons of channels of classic TV shows, classic specials, tons and tons of networks. They're going to do a couple of original series, and that's it. And it makes it affordable to people because they get all their money from advertising. They don't have to worry about subscribers. And that seems to be the next wave of streaming, instead of, hey, let's do Netflix. Hey, let's do Disney Plus, because people have realized you just can't beat Netflix. Netflix set the bar high. No one else can catch up to them.
That is very, very true. The one thing I do miss, it just occurred to me, and you guys probably never had this, so you don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. But back in the day, when you would, let's say I'm going to St. Anne's, I'm in 7th grade, so I walk home the 2 blocks to have lunch at home, right? And there was a show on from noon to 1, so you couldn't catch it all because you only got a half hour for lunch. But it was called Lunch with Casey. And you would go home, you'd grab your sandwich or whatever, make yourself a little sandwich or whatever you're going to have, go sit in front of the TV, and Casey Jones and Roundhouse Rodney was his sidekick's name. And they were very entertaining. They'd play cartoons. They would do, have magicians on. That was so cool to be able to watch that in the middle of your school day. You had this entertainment right in the middle of the day. Is there anything like that at all anymore that on streaming the kids could watch?
Well, I think all the kids are watching Bluey because I hear
they're all
about
watching
Bluey. Yeah,
Bluey.
they're all watching Bluey.
Oh, yeah, they are.
But I think it's interesting because, first of all, kids eat lunch at school, so they're not coming home at noontime or anything else like that. And a lot of times, I know here in Los Angeles, you don't really go to your neighborhood school. You go to the school that is 10 miles away. Like parents don't necessarily send their kids you don't walk to school. I walk to school for elementary, so I kind of understand what it's like having a neighborhood school. But so I think just times have changed. And if you turned on the dial at noon, at least on your local channels, it's all news.
Yeah.
So
that's right. It is all news now. You're right.
You could turn on PBS and maybe try and catch Sesame Street, but obviously that's not live. But I don't, there's no equivalent.
How much money does Bluey make around the world?
I don't have an actual number,
Yeah,
but a
so
lot.
they probably just print money out there back
Because adults are watching it too and getting into it. It's not just like, hey, this is for your preschoolers.
I love it. I love watching Bluey with the kids. Bluey's a damn good. Well, now of course Ethan, he's 2 years old, so it's all about Bluey. Although he loves Mickey Mouse, he just discovered the Mickey Mouse Club, and he loves it. Just loves it.
Oh, that's fun because now you have like Disney in your backyard. So,
Well, the thing about that is, the last time we were at Disney, I had to tell Bop Bop to get a picture with Minnie. Tell Bop Bop to get a picture with Mickey. Tell Bop Bop to get a picture with Pluto. He was just, I'm trying to find all these characters to take pictures with because Ethan wants me to show up in pictures with all his favorite characters.
that's really cute. And you know what
did it,
stinks
though.
though? I'm going to say something about from my childhood to what Disney is now. Like you have to go find the characters and they're like located at a station and you line up, which I understand. Americans are disorderly and we need order. So that's why the characters just can't roam. But we have like old, video footage of the characters just like wandering around Magic Kingdom and me running up to them. And nobody was like, it wasn't chaotic. And you look now and you're like, wow, the parks were just, they weren't so crazy the way they used to be with so many crowds. It was like you could actually walk and enjoy and wander. And now, especially Disneyland, where it's so small, you get run over by a stroller every 3 seconds.
That does happen. We'll close with this, but you can't tell her that I'm the one that told you. Okay.
Deal.
So when Alex was 4, Andy was 6, Alex was 4. We took him to Disney World for the very first time. 6 and 4 years old. And I will never forget this as long as I live. We walk in, we go down Main Street. We're walking down Main Street. And here comes the other way. Like you said, they used to wander around back in those days. Coming straight at us is Minnie Mouse. She gets within about 15 feet. 4-year-old Alex drops to her knees, covers her face, and goes, Minnie! She started crying. So when she's on next week, she's not on this week, but when she's on next week, say, Alex, have you seen Minnie lately? She was just weeping. She was so happy to see Minnie Mouse.
That's cute because guess what, you guys? You were raising Disney kids from the beginning.
No, there's no doubt about that.
And now you got Ethan. This is good. He's moving into that. He's almost perfect to go to Disney World and really appreciate it too.
Oh God, to this day, I still love going to Disney World. I just love it there. Most adults don't, but I do.
Epcot's my jam. I love Epcot.
Epcot's phenomenal. Great restaurants anyway.
That's why I like it. I'm like, you can just eat around the world.
Oh, there you go.
And I will tell you, nobody does better popcorn in the entire world than Disney.
You're right.
Disneyland, Disney World, I don't care.
Right.
I don't know what they put in it, but it is the tastiest thing ever.
And do you remember those old tin garbage cans? They were kind of galvanized metal. They were garbage cans in your backyard.
Like Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yes, exactly right. Well, there's a place called the Beer Garden at Epcot Center. And when you go order a beer, it comes in a glass that's a little bigger than those trash cans. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you the mug is like 2 feet tall and about 9 inches in circumference. It's like,
and costs
Jesus.
$42.
It probably does cost $42. That's exactly right. All right, sister, another beautiful day, I thought.
It is a beautiful day. It's 75 and sunny in Los Angeles.
So you just move see, I can't move my head like that. I guess I'm, so
you gotta
AJ,
walk like an Egyptian.
AJ and I are just proving to you guys that if you're so muscular, you can't move your head as much as, weakly.
Yeah, it was hard to. It was a neck day for me, so it's a little sore in that area.
Yeah, there you go.
All my dance lessons. This is what I got.
Oh yeah, Alex did the same thing. No question. When she wasn't crying about Minnie. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you later.
Kristyn Burtt Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. A hell of a show. All we ever do is serve the people. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, we're damn good at it.
I literally cannot move my head to the side like you. I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm shocked that I could do it.
Am I frozen up? That's kind of it, but I have to really jam it.
My issue is that I don't have a lot of neck to like shift to begin with, so it's more just like rolling my head back and forth.
Yeah, just do this. That's good. Hey, I got it.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, fellows, we will talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, talk to you then.
Family show coming up in about 10, 15 minutes.